Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sports. That's right, bar talk with the super fans. We chilling out with the crew. Putting in today's edition. We got the man with no class. He talks trash. It's Seabass. We got a guy who's walked the walk now. He talks the talk. It's Coach Dosco. As always, faithful producer Crack AV, our fearless host Danny BMD, and me, of course, your amateur hype man, super fan art. We're talking sports, South Texas style. Go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Yo, 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 welcome to Mezzo Forte Sports, small talk for super fans. Coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, to your ears, providing some sports time for your free time. What up? This is your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing, and how did your team do this week? All right, so we have a pretty good show today. We have a lot to talk about. The NFL, we could talk
First show of the new
forever.
year, bro.
For sure, the new year. Exactly. Happy New
The,
Year.
it's
Happy
the
New Year.
Happy New
Happy New
Year
Year.
one.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Tosco, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Danny. Glad the
Nice.
new year started. Get to get to start looking at some new sports, get into some new things, and seeing the end of some of the seasons of that were happening in football, college football, and so excited about that.
Nice. So in this case, we're gonna kind of start our show pretty quickly today. We are gonna start off with some gridiron news. So we're gonna talk NFL. So let's go ahead and do some playoff pictures today. So just kind of looking at the playoff picture right now as we speak. Just first impressions, Seabass.
First impressions of the playoffs.
Yes, just playoff picture.
I love the fact that we have six whole games this weekend. A lot to watch, both Saturday, Sunday. Some really good matchups. We're gonna have some high-scoring games. Look at the Chiefs games with the Colts. Look at the Packers games. We're gonna have a great running game. If you like to see running football, we're gonna have the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson running all over the place against the Titans and Derrick Henry. Excited to see that game. But yeah, I feel like the playoff picture going forward is going to be tough games. The NFL usually delivers as far as exciting football in the playoffs. So absolutely looking forward to this weekend.
So in this case, just for you, Tosco, just a first impression
Coach.
for the
Um,
playoffs.
Now I agree with Seabass. What he was saying. It's going to be a good slate this weekend to watch. I think the teams that were supposed to get in got in. Uh, you know, I'm glad that the Ravens were able to make it in, and unfortunately, the Washington football team made it in, but they were the team that should have made it in because that defense was legit. Um, but looking at the games, I think Saturday is probably going to be a better day to watch than Sunday. Uh, but uh, but it's gonna be a good weekend to watch these games.
Nice. So in this case, for the first question I have for you guys for the playoffs is if you could call an upset game, what would it be? So in this
Lesson learned.
case, yeah, an upset game. And it would be, let's see. So the Packers and the Chiefs have to have the first.
They're on bye.
Bang. Hold on.
Saturday we got the Bills, Colts. We got the
Let's see. All right, cool. So we got the Bills, Colts,
Hawks.
Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Titans for the AFC. And then the Packers obviously have the bye for the NFC. It's gonna be Bears, Saints, Rams, Seahawks, Bucks, Washington football team. So upset alert. What do you think, Dosco?
Coach.
I think realistically, I mean these games are going to be good to watch, but realistically, there's only two teams that are you can say will be on upset alert. Um, I think that even though I say this thinking, knowing that there's going to be two of these games are going to be, kind of go either way. The Rams, Seahawks, that game, you know, you can go either way with those teams. It could go one way or the other, even without what, even with the Rams not having Jared Goff, because realistically, Jared Goff wasn't having that great of a season. They were mostly relying on the run game and the defense. So I think that game is one of those that could go either way. But I think the upset special is going to be the Ravens beating the Titans. I do think the Ravens are red hot. I think they've won six in a row. Uh, they've been putting up ridiculous numbers. The Titans have also, but the Titans have also been in games. Titans lost to the Packers, a really good team. Okay, they were in it last week, and they had to get lucky at the end to beat the Texans. The fact that they can't put some of these teams away, it's kind of worrisome. So I think the Ravens coming in red hot. I think the Ravens. If the Ravens come out and punch the Titans in the mouth and take a 10-point lead, 14-point lead, they're not going to be able to use Derrick Henry to stay in this game.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry needs to run the ball.
Mhm.
And if they run the ball, they're going to run out the clock. So they're going to need to put it on Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has been having a great season. He's going to need to show up this game. So I think that the upset special is going to be the Ravens over the Titans.
How about you, Sebastian? How about you, Sebastian?
I think that honestly, when you look at the weekend games, there's a couple games where actually most of the games where there's not a clear cut underdog type of thing. There are a couple games, obviously, like the Colts against the Bills. We all know the Colts probably going to get creamed, or the Bears against the Saints. I do agree with Tosco that the Ravens have a very good shot at winning against the Titans. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans win though if they kind of take the ball first and take their time, score, make long drives, and the Ravens kind of have some mishaps here and there. Very
Ravens
like
have a good defense, though. Ravens do have a really
yeah,
good defense.
and look at the Titans' defense; it's pretty damn good as well.
They didn't show up last week versus Deshaun Watson. And
Exactly. And that's something that on the first game against them, they kind of controlled them the whole game and demolished them. They had a bad game pretty much. They have been able to stop the run and the pass most of the year.
the Titans have been having bad games. That's my point. They haven't been playing very good.
Well, I do think that they are capable of beating them, but like you said, the red hot, the fact that the Ravens are on the streak and they're pretty much rolling along. Because of that, I would see them winning, but I don't think it's as clear cut. The underdog that I think might be more surprising is maybe if the Washington football team beats the Buccaneers. You don't know exactly. I don't know the spread right now. I don't know how big of a difference is, but I could see Washington football team coming in and surprising Tom Brady, stopping them, getting some pressure on them. It should be a fun game to watch, but I would say that might be one of the upsets that actually surprises people.
I do agree that could be a game that surprises people because that defensive line is amazing and they're gonna get after it. And if Tom Brady they can set up the run, he's gonna struggle. But at the end of the day, the Redskins cannot put up any points.
Washington football team.
Washington football team cannot put up any points. They struggle to put up points. So if
And the
that
Bucks
offense
have
can
had
get
some games where they struggle.
no, I agree. The Bucks are not a perfect team. Their defense is suspect. Their offense is suspect. There have been games where if Tom Brady's not on, that team's losing.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady,
You can kind of
and then Tom Brady will turn it on, and then boom, they'll get on track. Just throw 2-3
This is
touchdowns.
what he's been saving himself for.
Well, let's hope so. But I think that's a good pick. But I think at the end of the day, the Bucks are going to take it.
How about I don't know. My hot pick is gonna be Browns beating the Steelers. I think.
That's the thing. I don't even know if that's an upset though. Like,
I mean, technically it is because they're like ranked lower, but
Oh yeah, but one team went 11-0. One team was not hot, then got hot, then had some bad issues.
Yeah, it's like saying
things on the running game. You can't count on Baker. Like it's
and it's like saying the Buccaneers are the underdogs versus the Washington football team, because the Washington football team is a
Not
4 seed.
record-wise, but
Yeah, but the Bucks are the 5 seed. So no, I agree, Danny. I think that that's something that that could happen, but I don't know who. I don't know who would you consider the underdog in this. I still think the Browns are going to be the underdog, just because
the Browns might take it.
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be a closer game.
If they can't stop it, it's done.
Well, they have no coach.
I was like,
coach.
They need to run the same plays they've done for the last 3 months. It's not. I mean, the coach, yes, it matters when calling the plays, but it's not. The team's not going to be as hot as they were last week.
yeah, but it's the playoffs, bro. It's like a game of inches at that time, like, because it's the Steelers. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Steelers aren't gonna take the Browns seriously, which I mean, obviously, I wouldn't either.
What?
But I feel like
they know them.
yeah, I know, but it's just like I don't know.
Right now, looking at the spread, the Steelers are favored by 6 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not even giving the Browns a chance.
That's what I'm
I'll
saying.
make a bet this week.
There we go.
So I think that's a good game to bet if we're doing some betting, but
It's been a minute. It's been a while.
But the Browns are the underdog by 6 points.
So in this case, just moving along, we'll do Super Bowl picks later on as the playoffs go. To get deeper into the playoffs. I did want to talk about obviously the championship game for the college football. Ohio State versus Alabama. That's Monday 7 Central for you, Evan. It's like I don't know what it is. 5 o'clock, 5 Pacific, I think. He's in Pacific time. And it is gonna be in Miami, Florida. So in this case, just kind of talking about it a little bit. I know that Ohio State, there was a little bit of controversy. We actually talked about it on the actual show about how they have a lot of talent, but they didn't have enough games to kind of showcase or broadcast that talent, if you will. But because of Corona, but it was kind of like hey, you guys are just trying to. It sounds like you guys are kind of just trying to make a quick buck, But so, just kind of moving forward. I know that Ohio State wasn't ranked and everything like that. They end up getting inside the actual college football game, and they
Silence the haters. Silence the haters.
They were
Yeah,
ranked.
very good.
exactly.
They were
So yeah,
ranked number 5. The debate was that they shouldn't get in based on the amount of games played.
And the opponents they play.
And the opponents, the opponents they faced. And what ended up happening, the Big Ten Conference ended up changing their own rules to accommodate Ohio State to go to the Big Ten championship. And because of that, they gave them an extra game, and it allowed. And since they became the conference championship, it kind of made it look better in the eyes of the voters who put them in the college playoffs. And
they
number
got
3 seed.
traditional teams to be in the game.
yeah, and so they got into a playoff for the playoff, right? Which is 2 teams, and they won. So I think that was an upset. And now they're in the championship game. Bama, it's Bama. We all know. But just wanted everyone's picks. What you think? Just kind of what we can kind of expect, not from either team, but just from the game itself. And maybe how many actual NFL players we're gonna actually see out there from that team.
There's always scouts at the Alabama game, Danny.
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, I'm gonna pass it down to Dosco. See what you think. Ohio State against Bama, Monday 7, Miami, Florida. Championship game. What do you think?
What's Bama week?
What was that?
Turn up to you, Bass.
Nothing.
So I ended up before the playoff games actually happened. I thought Alabama was going to destroy Notre Dame, and they did.
Hmm.
And then I thought Clemson was going to go ahead and destroy Ohio State,
Me too.
but Ohio State showed up. Ohio
Yeah.
State showed up. Their defense showed up. Yes, Justin Fields had a great game. He had
Their
one of
running
those,
game too.
huh?
Their running game too.
Yeah, they had a running game. They always had the running.
200
The thing
yards.
it was going to be Justin Fields. Was he going to be able to show up? And he did. And he showed up, and they destroyed the Clemson defense. I don't know what happened. That defense just shut down. It was not there. I think, yeah, running the ball had to do a lot with it. But then Ohio State defense shut down Trevor Lawrence. They were getting to him. The O line wasn't blocking. Sack after sack, pressure after pressure, fumbles, interceptions. They were all over him, and they played awesome. They did, and I didn't think they had a chance, but they won. And I guess that's and that's part of the reason why the committee put them in the top four, because they have a team full of 5-star athletes, you know, and they want to put them in there because at any given point they can compete with the top teams, because they have the kinds of players that can compete versus Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson. And so looking to this game, Alabama's favored by 8 points. I still think Alabama's going to win. Alabama, looking at what they did to Notre Dame, Notre Dame was, well, I think, the second or third ranked defense in the country, and they just destroyed them. It was bad. The kind of plays they were doing, the things they were setting up, Notre Dame stood no chance. And I think it's going to keep on going now. It's official that Devonte Smith, he's a Heisman winner. He won the Heisman 2 days ago.
Hmm.
He also won the Maxwell Trophy, the best offensive player of the year
Yeah.
in college football. Won it today. So I think having him, Najee Harris, Mac Jones, they're just gonna. I think they're gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I do think Alabama covers the spread and beats Ohio State.
Nice. I think so too. Um, but before I can go into mine, I'm gonna actually pass it down to Seabass. What are your
Thank you, Danny.
thoughts?
Honestly, there's not much to argue with anything that Tosco just said. I absolutely do think Alabama is going to win and cover the spread the same way. The only thing is that I do really, really want to see what Justin Fields has. I would love to see him maybe keeping it close all the way to the end type of thing. I think that against Clemson, he got a very good defensive effort from his team, and he got a good running game, and it was kind of very easy for him to throw for that many touchdowns and that many yards. But against Alabama, is definitely not going to be the same. So I'm curious to see how he does as far as individual effort. But I do think Alabama's going to win. It's going to get a championship under their belt, and I just hope it's an entertaining game. It's really up to him to make it happen.
Yeah, no, me too. I think it's gonna be a very interesting game.
And the
Um,
running backs. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of NFL players on there. Again, we had the MVP. Obviously, he's playing. Um, what do you are your thoughts in regards to specifically just kind of like NFL players that are drafted in there, like each of the teams.
Well, you're going to see a lot of players. There's a lot of players in these two teams that are going to get drafted. But obviously, Justin Fields, he's going to be obviously if he decides to go out to the NFL, and assuming he has a good combine and all those practices and all that, he's going to end up being a top pick. Maybe a top 10, top 15 pick, depending how the draft ends up going. Because every year we can say, oh, this team's going to draft a quarterback, then they end up drafting something else. Eventually, somebody else will come up and take it. But Justin Fields is one of the ones. Um, Devonte Smith, the Heisman winner, he's also going to be one of those. That's going to be a top 10, top 5 draft pick. Um, but some of the ones that are not the big names are the corners. The corners in these two teams are going to be first round picks. Patrick Surtain, the second. His dad. I remember watching his dad play for the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Yeah,
Awesome.
he was on the Dolphins. He was on the Chiefs. Now the son, he's gonna end up going out. He's gonna be a top pick. And then also the corner for Ohio State, Sean Wade, I
Yeah.
believe. Um, he's also going to be a top pick. They're two of the best corners in the country. I don't know exactly where they're going to go. I do believe that they both have top talent. You know, they could be in the mid first round, late first round, depending again where the teams are, what the teams want. But they're two of the top corners. Um, Another one is Najee Harris, the running back. A lot of people had Najee Harris uh, before Waddle, the Alabama Jalen Waddle, the Alabama receiver, though actually their number one receiver before Devonte Smith. Jalen
Oh
Waddle was
wow.
having a great year, and what he was having a great year, they were spreading the ball a lot more. Giving the ball to the running back Najee Harris, and then Jalen Waddle got hurt. He ended up, I think, breaking his ankle. I think,
God dang.
and
Ugh.
so he was out, and there's actually a chance of him playing in the national championship next week. So um, Jalen Waddle, he had basically Devonte Smith talent, and so now they're gonna get him back. And if he decides, I think he's a junior, so I don't know if he decides to go out, he's gonna be one of the top players. He's probably not gonna be top 10, but he could be in that late first, mid first, depending how he does in the combine, obviously. And but Najee Harris is one of the running backs. Another Alabama running back. We had Mark Ingram. We've had even with Derrick Henry. We've had Eddie Lacy. We had a lot of them. And some of them end up not being great, and some of them are better than others.
Yeah.
But I think Najee Harris is going to be able to translate to the NFL pretty well. After Jalen Waddle got hurt, his role kind of got a little bit smaller. Not to say disappeared because he still had big games, but I think he wasn't the focus point anymore as much. So, but he's going to be a top running back, and he's probably going to shoot up draft boards as we go on through the offseason, going into the draft. So,
Yeah. So kind of um which gives me into a great segue into the actual draft. So, obviously we can stay here and talk all day about the draft, but specifically, we do have our in-house super fan, of course, the likes of Jacksonville Jaguars, Mr. Seabass over here. Now, I didn't actually know this, but I actually was reading. Well, I was just looking up on it or something like that, where the Jaguars haven't had a number one pick in like 29 years or something like that, or like ever. I think, even though
they had was when we became a franchise.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Sally.
Only one.
Yeah,
So
of course.
so it's crazy.
Watch out. Maybe, hopefully.
So it's crazy to me because I mean not to be like that, but they have been a little, a little more. They've been haven't been playing good for a long, long time. So it just kind of it's kind of like, oh, that's crazy. I thought the Jaguars had the number one pick at least for a while, or like once, maybe twice, or something like that. I mean, you've had like what the number two, number three, right? Several
We had the
times.
number 3 like 2 years ago, and then we've had a top 10 pick about 9 of the last 10 years.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So,
Those guys.
so along with that, the
And the
Jaguars.
one pick we got when we were good, Tatum Bryan. All
The
right, sorry,
Jaguars.
keep going, Danny.
So the Jaguars have solidified the number
Exactly.
one pick, right? So in this case, my question for both of you is: do you think Jacksonville will support Trevor Lawrence, which we assume will be the one that they obviously they draft with the number one pick? Do you think Jacksonville will support Trevor Lawrence's success? Now, keeping in mind that they did just hire. I know Sebastian was telling us earlier that they did hire the ex coordinator for Legion of Boom for defensive coordinator, I believe. Is that correct,
No, no,
Sebas?
No,
no,
that
no.
was
He
for the
was an
Raiders.
head coach. No, that was an old coach.
That was old. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Just don't worry about what I said. All right. Well, either way, um, again, uh, do you think Jacksonville will support Trevor Lawrence to success? We'll actually start obviously with Seabass. I kind of want to hear directly from him. I know he's super excited for April. And let's go ahead and see what you think, Seabass. Talk to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I won't make it long, but I gotta say, it's very tough to go root for a team that is the worst in the league and loses 15 games in a row. It's very tough. But once you kind of go through it and you end up with the first overall pick at the same time that you need a quarterback and a quarterback of the caliber of Trevor Lawrence, which some or many people say is like a generational talent. Who knows if that's true, or who knows if he's even the best in this class? But the fact that he's there and there's a lot of quarterbacks available, it kind of just makes it to where the stars align. Because not only do you have that first overall pick, so you get any player you want in the whole draft, you also have the Rams' first overall pick this year, and two second-round picks, and a third, and then two fourth-round picks. And at the same time, during free agency, you have the most cap in any team in the league. So you can go ahead and go after maybe some big guys, get some O line, maybe get some defense. Aside from that, I do think that whoever they bring in, we have a general manager opening, we have a head coach opening. Obviously, that means that pretty much we have openings everywhere because the head coach going to bring in their own guys, get new coordinators, new trainers, whatever you might say. But I do
New
think
mascot.
that can they surround talent around Trevor Lawrence, who we're assuming is the first round pick? Yeah, I mean, we have a surprise running back at James Robinson, who is very, very cheap, very, very young, and he's going to be around for years. We can even get another running back in there to help him out. We have receivers, a receiving core that we have no stars, but we definitely have a decent core to where we don't have to go for a high pick. We can just maybe focus on our offensive line, focus on our tight end. After we do that, free agency, we have a lot of a lot of free agency prospects. Who knows how it'll be after contracts and signed, but we can load up our linebackers and our D line, or we can get some safeties. There's a lot of people that are going to be available in free agency, but can they surround Trevor Lawrence with talent to be successful? Mind you, that we also have all our picks next year and a couple extra as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do think they can. We can't be certain. Nobody can, especially when you don't even know who your general manager or your head coach is. But I do think it's possible, and obviously, I hope it happens. Right? Go
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Um, Tosco.
Well, well, the Jaguars have two first round picks this year. See, best. Don't forget about that.
So that's it. The Rams first round pick.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Yeah, they have two first round picks. I think they have the number one and the 20. They're gonna have the 20 something because they ran during the playoffs. Do the Jaguars? They're they're going to take a quarterback. They should take Trevor Lawrence. Now, I don't know if anything changes from here to end. Right now, the pick is Trevor Lawrence. People are saying, like you said, generational talent. I don't know about generational talent. He's really good, but I don't know if he is a generational talent yet. But like Seabass said, you're gonna have to see. You're gonna wait and see. Nobody knows until he's on the field, with that jersey and going up against another NFL team. But can the Jaguars? And the question is, can the Jaguars support him? Yes. Can they put everything around him to be successful? Yes. Will they? And have they done that before? Not really. Now,
History doesn't matter.
history matters a lot.
Not to the new guys that just get hired today or like this month.
That's why. But you remember your history of having top 10 and top 5 picks for the last 10 years, no?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But
Okay.
they don't. They're going to be guys that were coaching Bills and Eagles the last 10 years when they're just going to show up. History don't matter to them.
Well, yes, it does because management is still the same. Owner is still the same. Okay.
That's the only thing that's the same. The owner, he fired everybody.
And he makes the rules.
He is a hands-off coach. Everybody knows that. He doesn't get involved with anything. He lets the GM do his thing. He lets the coach do his thing.
I think he was very involved when y'all had what was the old coach? Or the old he was
Gus Bradley?
No, the old guy.
Tom Coughlin?
Tom Coughlin.
God. Yeah, that guy was old.
Not to be involved. That was his role. To be Khan's voice.
Point being,
wise man.
we can go back and forth. Historically, the Jaguars have not been a good franchise.
No.
Historically, the Jaguars have not drafted and kept their good players for very long. And I'm not talking about the last 10 years, but before that. Yes, did they have competitive teams in the 2000s? Yes, they did. They drafted well, they supported, and they stayed. Okay? And now, they haven't done that recently. All those good draft picks they had are all gone. Okay? Yes, bad energy. You know, the morale in the locker room was bad. I understand. You have to get rid of them, fine. But you basically got rid of your franchise. Now you're starting over. Now, it's not just one thing that you need. Yes, your running back, you've got a good one. Your receivers, it's decent. You still need offensive line help. You need a tight end because you haven't had a tight end in years. Okay? Defensively, you have some pieces here and there, but you need a lot of revamping throughout that whole defense.
Just with free agency and 11 picks this year come in.
But you don't want to get in the problem that you got into in 2017, where you spent all that money, you got all these big names to come in, you were competitive one year, and then the next year, you weren't competitive, and what did you do? You had to get rid of all these guys because you shouldn't be paying $20 and $30 million to a defensive tackle on a team that's 4-12. That's not how that works. It's not good business.
And the fact that they never got the quarterback right with Blake Bortles during those years is what really messed it up.
Then why didn't they spend money on a quarterback? Point being, Seabass, is now they're getting their quarterback. Now they're getting their quarterback. This job in Florida, no state tax, okay? And you have the most free agent money. You have the most free agent money. You have all your draft picks.
Rookie deal.
Okay? Sure. You're going to get a head coach and a new GM. Okay? All that is very enticing. If they pick a good coach, if they get a good GM, decent. I'm not saying they have to be great. You know, new guys, good guys, fresh guys that want an opportunity, that know what they're doing, you know, the support can be there. But number one needs to be the quarterback, and then after that needs to be non-flashy, ugly picks. They need to pick offensive linemen. They need defensive linemen. They need safeties, linebackers, corners, okay? Because even if you do have decent starting defensive players, you don't have a bench. You don't have backups.
Yeah.
So, you know, you need to support in that way. Yes, use the free agent money, bring in some good veterans, but I don't think that they should go free agency next year. If the market's not going to be great, there's a few guys here and there. I don't think they should go and overspend on a mediocre guy. Save the money, have a year where you're not going to be great. You know, you're going to be, you know, below average. You come back another year with more picks, and then you start spending money with those free agents when it's a better free agency year. This is not going to be a 1 year, 2 year thing. If be realistic, this is going to take 3 to 4 years. By the time that you have to pick up his option, you should be competing for the playoffs. If they do it the right way.
I think we can be competing for the playoffs sooner, but we'll see.
How? Who is your defense going to stop?
Retire. They don't have a quarterback.
And you don't think
Henry is not going to last forever. Ryan Tannehill's old. Deshaun Watson has to stay healthy. They have nothing else. That's what I mean.
Like in their division, right?
Yeah, the AFC South.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then it's going to end up looking like the NFC East with 6 wins and 5 wins. That's still not good.
I'm not saying we're going to be the best. I'm just
I
saying
mean,
it's a possible division.
And it is, and it
Chiefs overcome the Packers.
Let me tell you, Derrick Henry is still got at least 3 to 5 years left. Now, at 2,000 yards, Derrick Henry, probably not. But 1,000, 1,500, 1,600 yards, that's for the next 3 to 5 years. However long his contract is. Ryan Tannehill is only, 28, 29? He's not that old. Like, he's not.
Came into the league at 27. What do you mean?
Ryan Tannehill?
26, yes.
I don't know.
He was let me pull it up.
I was like, Ryan. I know he did start late.
Because he switched positions in college.
Yeah, and then he started like with he was with
He's 32. He's 32.
32.
There we go. And he had a lot of hits in his first 5 years with the Dolphins. So I'm just saying, we don't even know how the AFC South is going to look in 2 years. So,
I mean,
what you're talking about, but Ryan Tannehill's going into his prime. He had his best year this year,
dude. And then, I mean, and the only thing is, Seabass. Yeah. The only thing is, like, there's Derrick Henry's there. I mean, it's just, it just sucks. It just sucks. But I mean, it should be a little bit easier, like an easier division to win, just because, like I said, Deshaun Watson needs to stay healthy, and the Colts,
I don't know what the Texans are doing.
I don't know what the Colts have.
I agree. The Texans right now, it's a complete mess.
Yeah.
But
do they have a coach? Do they have a coach? Oh, they do have a coach.
No, they don't. Taylor with the Colts. I don't know how long Phillip Rivers is going to last.
Okay, Phillip Rivers, realistically, if you look at the season, it's not great.
Not that great, at all.
Mitch Trubisky is having a better season than Phillip Rivers. Think about that. Mitch Trubisky is a free agent this coming year.
Dang! Oh my God!
If Mitch Trubisky goes to the Colts with that running game and that defense and that offensive line, you're thinking that the Colts are not going to be any good. The Colts are a really good team. The only thing they need is a quarterback. Yeah. If they go even if they go get Fitzmagic, that team is in the playoffs, winning that division for sure. You have no chance.
You should know, like all of us, getting the right QB is a carousel for every single team that has sucked. So if they make the wrong choice for 1 year, 2 years, and then they get the wrong choice again, I'm saying, if you get it right, awesome. Like Ryan Fitzmagic comes in and works out, great. He comes in, gets hurt week 3, and they can't get someone to back him up.
Well, yes, but that's the same thing. It's like saying, hey, well, you can come in and Dak can get hurt and your season's screwed. Well, that can happen to anybody.
No,
but that's not what we're saying. We're saying that the Colts are a good team and they're going to continue being a good team. You can't say that next year or the year after they're not going to be any good.
Right now, in Phillip Rivers, pretty much one of his best years while he gets older. How good has he been? And how good are the Colts? We're all thinking they're gonna get creamed this weekend, right?
Because they're playing a way better team than
will they ever win a Super Bowl or beat any other team except?
I think the Colts can win a Super Bowl if they get a better quarterback. I'm talking about
AFC team could they beat right now?
They can beat the Browns. They can beat the Steelers. They can beat.
Yeah, I don't know about the Browns. They can't stop any of the running game.
I I don't think the Colts can beat any of the top. The Colts cannot beat the Bills. The Colts cannot beat the Chiefs. The Colts cannot beat the Ravens. Other than that, I think they can beat anybody. Oh, and yeah, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. Other than that, they can beat anybody. In the NFC, I don't think they can beat the Packers. Other than that, they can beat anybody. That defense is that good. That offensive line is that good. It's just the quarterback.
The line is really damn good, yes. But the whole defense as a whole is
the reason why we think that they're going to get creamed this week is not because they're not. Yes, Josh Allen is going to make plays, and he's going to be at the next level, which is what the Colts need, a quarterback that goes to the next level. They don't have that. Brian, you're right. Phillip Rivers is already too old for that. But if they get a guy
who's going to replace him,
my point, and that's my point, see that they can probably get almost anybody to come in and be a winning team. Last year they had Jacoby Brissett, and they were a winning team. They were a winning team.
Brisket.
Jacoby, I kind of like Brissett.
Brisket.
They weren't a playoff team either.
No, they weren't, but he did enough, right? Now you get a guy that's a little bit better.
And they're not going to get any better. They have to get the right guy.
Okay. Seabass, I'm not going to argue with you on this. The Jaguars are not going to be any good for the next 3 to 5 years. The Titans will be good for the next, and the Colts will be good for the next 3 to 5 years. Plain and simple.
They'll be good for the next 2 to 3 years. I can't see them being good 4 years from now. The Colts.
I cannot see the Jaguars being good 4 years from now neither. It can go both ways, Seabass. Point being is that I can see that the Colts have a good defense, offensive line, running game. I can see the Titans have a good running game, good offensive line, good offense, okay, and a decent defense. I cannot say anything about the Jaguars. They have a good rookie running back and a decent group of receivers.
We're talking about the future right now. We're not talking about right now. We're talking about 2, 3, 4 years, right?
So, okay, Seabass, these teams are still going to have these good things. What is your team?
That's what you got to think about. Are they? Is Derrick Henry going to be there in his contract year? Or he's going to get the hell out of Tennessee? Exactly.
Are the Jaguars going to get? Are they going to draft well? Are they going to sign any free agents?
Are the Texans ever going to get anybody around Deshaun Watson?
I mean, they just need to
2, 3, 4 years from now, they have no shot. When you have all these picks, all this money, and Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields coming in, it's kind of a little bit ridiculous to be. Oh yeah, 3, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, you won't have a shot.
In 4 years, you're telling me the Jaguars are going to win the division. In 4 years, you have 4 years.
There's no way to know.
No. You're saying that you have a way.
No,
that's what you're saying. So you're saying that they're going to do it
happen 3 to 5 years.
Oh, because I know that it won't happen. I know it won't happen, Stephen. I know it won't happen. And I'm challenging you to say it will happen. I'm telling you it won't happen.
You are saying it won't happen. I am saying it will happen. What will happen? That those teams will not be as good as they are right now.
Hey, let's put something on it. We're recording. We can always come back to it. Whatever you want.
We live.
To name your next child.
Sure, I'll give you a name.
All right, I like it.
The what?
Yeah.
He gets to what?
He wants to give a name to one of my to my next child.
Next.
See, what he doesn't know is I'm gonna have these children back to back, and then that's it, homie. So he's not gonna have a chance.
We shall see, but it's on record.
Got him.
Sure.
Oh my God.
That's how much I know the Jaguars are not gonna put around Trevor Lawrence.
So we're not talking about the Jaguars. We're talking about those other teams not being as good as they are right now.
Yeah, but they're still going to be better than the Jaguars. That's my point.
All right, we'll see.
All right, and we shall see as well. So we're going to go ahead and actually continue on with our NBA talk around the rim. So the NBA has started. The season's been going on for a while, since December last year, December 22nd, I believe. So it's been a couple weeks, good, sometimes bad. COVID is a factor, unfortunately. But just a couple of highlights. In this case, right now in the Eastern Conference, you have number one Philadelphia, number two Orlando, three Indiana, four Boston, five Knicks, six is the Bucks, seven Nets, and eight Cleveland. So just not the teams we expected to be at the bottom or anything like that. But it is a COVID year and it is a weird year, but it's just kind of feels like the preseason wasn't really a preseason. It was just a kind of like let's experiment. But we'll get your thoughts on that, guys. On the Western side, number one, believe it or not, we actually have the Suns. Number two, Lakers. Three, Clippers. Four is Pelicans. Five, Utah. Six is Golden State Warriors. Seven is the Sacramento Kings, and eight is the Nuggets. Um, Kind of honorable mentions: Dallas, Spurs, Oakland. I'm sorry, Portland
Well,
and Oklahoma.
there's no need for honorable mentions.
Well, because they're gonna do the what is it, the play-in tournament.
Oh, well, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
So technically, the last two would be Dallas and
And the
Spurs.
Spurs.
Um,
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Honorable
Thank you,
mentions.
super fan.
Get out of here.
I mean, I'm just saying, dude. Whatever, man. I believe in my team. I hate all y'all.
What have you done for me lately?
But in this case, just a quick thoughts again, just in the first week on the current standings right now. We'll start with Seabass. Um, Actually, we'll actually start with Tosco.
Ouch.
Hold on.
From
Yeah, we'll start with
seeing
Tosco.
the NBA for the first 2 weeks, actually now, in the Eastern Conference, well, Kevin Durant hurt again. He got hurt. And they've been even, I think, before they got hurt, they've been on a losing streak. And I think today Kyrie didn't play because he was hurt. So the Nets, they're started off, pretty good the first couple of games, and then they started going downhill. I think it's one of those teams that we're gonna see, where they are, how the team's coming together. They did lose Spencer Dinwiddie for the year, one of their key bench players. Now, and the East, seeing some of the teams that are doing really well. The Magic were 6-2, but yesterday they lost their starting point guard Markel Fultz towards ACL, done for the year. So it's definitely going to take effect on them because losing him, they didn't really have so much offense. And now losing him, it's going to hurt. And
They lost the Magic.
What's that? Yeah, they lost the Magic very well. And another surprise that's up there is the Knicks. The Knicks are playing very good defense. They're playing, as the team, Julius Randle,
playing lights out,
ex-Kentucky star. He is playing like a man possessed. He is playing awesome this year. And that's Tom Thibodeau is a coach now, and he's having them play very good defensively. They're playing as a team. They're looking out for one another when on the court, and they're doing the little things right, which is something you haven't said about the Knicks in a long time.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you have some of the the Raptors. One of the top teams is 1-6. The Heat is 3-4. I mean, some of these teams haven't played that many games because I think there's been a couple of postponements here and there, and some days off, but not that many so far that we've seen. But the Wizards 2-6. Russell Westbrook on the Wizards is horrible. Bradley Beal had a 60-something point game yesterday, and they still lost. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad there in Washington.
People say it's not that coming. Some people. Some people say they saw that coming.
Oh yeah, no,
so it's just what, like, it's just stat padding or what? It's just, I mean, I don't know what.
It looks like Russell Westbrook checked out. He doesn't want to. It seems like he. I'm not gonna say it here and say he doesn't want to be there, but it looks like he's not. It doesn't look like Russell Westbrook, and
Yeah.
he's not putting up the stats that he usually puts up, and Bradley Beal, obviously, at the beginning, he wasn't doing his part. He wasn't scoring enough, and now put up 60 points, and they still lost. And that's embarrassing. But I mean, other than that, you still have some of the top teams up there. The 76ers are number one. The Celtics are number four, just a game behind. The Bucks are a game and a half behind. They're number six. So I mean, you still have some of the top teams up there. What's that?
The Lakers are red hot. I think they won like 3 in a row, 4 in a row.
Yeah, in the Western Conference, the surprise is the Phoenix Suns. They're playing. I know that we had this discussion before the season started about some of those franchise guys, and Devin Booker is looking like a franchise guy now. He's playing awesome. Chris Paul and Jay Crowder, that veteran presence is there, and they're really stepping up their play. And the Suns are up there, and they're up there with the Lakers. They're both tied for number one. Clippers right behind them. Um, and then after that, you have, you know, 4 teams tied for at 4-4, and then you have another 4 or 5 teams tied at 3 and 4. Some of the teams, like the Jazz and the Nuggets, and even the Mavericks, the Blazers, they've been disappointing. They haven't been getting those wins that you thought they would get. The Rockets with Harden, they've been atrocious. It's been bad. It's been real bad.
I
But
feel bad for Houston right now, to be honest.
and they had some games. They had games where they were missing 3 or 4 players because of COVID. Because of whatever indiscretions happened with James Harden, and so they even had a game postponed because of COVID.
Yeah.
But James Harden, I mean, he's their leading scorer, but he hasn't played all the games. And I think Superfan Art was telling me earlier about Christian Wood, one of those diamonds in the rough that came out of nowhere. That is
the league a lot.
Yeah, he's averaging about 23 points a game for the Rockets out of nowhere. He was almost, like Superfan Art said, bounced out of the league. Nobody wanted him. He was rejected everywhere, and he came here, and he's finally getting his chance, and he's showing off. And I think that the Western Conference is going to be the Western Conference. It's going to be super competitive. You're going to have tons of teams tied. They're going to be going at each other. And it's going to be good to watch to see where they end up. But I think the East you're going to start seeing the division between, the good teams and the bad teams. And it's going to start, you're going to see that spread happen.
So,
Everyone.
so I know that. How about you, Bass? Your thoughts on right now how the current NBA season is going right now, and just your thoughts.
It's definitely a season with a lot of basketball to go. There's not much value in really like focusing too much on each individual game. We got so many to go, but I definitely do think that some of the top things you look out for is the teams that you expect are best teams in the league. Are they performing? Some are, some are not. Like we just mentioned earlier, like the Lakers right now. They got 4 in a row, looking very good, looking like they'll probably be in the playoffs. We had the Sixers, something that maybe some people expected, some didn't, playing really good. I definitely am enjoying watching some of the games. Obviously, some of our local teams are not doing too good, San Antonio, Houston. But it's definitely, I don't know, fun to watch these games knowing that we have a lot more to go. Not a lot to argue with Tosco. Pretty much everything he was saying was spot on. I am actually very interested currently in seeing how the Celtics bounce back if they can. Or as well as the Bucks, to be honest, how they can start playing a little better. But yeah, I'm gonna be keeping my eye on all these games and pretty much seeing if there's anyone that starts maybe threatening some of the top teams. Wait, what happened to Golden State?
I mean, they came out of nowhere. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like I mean, Steph just went on a rampage. I mean, they did lose their first like 2 games, like pretty bad. And then everyone's like, "Oh, okay, he can't carry a team, he can't or anything like that." So, you know, but I guess he just turned it on fire. I don't know. It's crazy. I didn't think like after the first two,
We got a lot more games to go.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think they're gonna. I didn't think they're gonna like continue on, or like actually win games or whatever, Golden State. But I guess they did. Well, in this case, just kind of going along. I know that there's a couple so trade talk. I know initially at the beginning of the actual show, or at the beginning of the season. Oh, we have a little doggy.
Hey, if he's on video, you gotta introduce those guys.
Yeah, don't lie, man.
Who are we looking at? Is that Coop?
Who's your assistant coach?
This is Bella.
I like it.
Assistant coach Bella.
Let's see if I can grab her.
Cooper's up here too.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So,
and fully staffed.
oh yeah, staff ready to go here.
Yeah. So again, in trade talk, we did have Harden. Obviously, wanted to get traded to several locations, several teams. Um, it's not really up to him, but I guess now with the player and empowerment, they do have a little bit of power. It being Harden, yeah, it being Harden, there's like been apparently there's like a lot of talk about that he would get like special benefits and stuff like that or whatever, right? So it's just kind of like an ongoing relationship that it's not really healthy for Rockets and Harden now. What do you guys think? Is he gonna get traded at the end of the at some point? um does he just leave? I think he has like didn't he sign an extension not that long ago?
He still has like about 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
left.
2 3 years.
I think.
Yeah.
I do think that he will eventually get traded. I do believe that now. But I think he's hurting his own trade value. And he's affecting the possible option teams that he can go to. But yeah, I do think he's going to end up leaving Houston soon.
I mean, what do you think, Tosco?
I was about 2 weeks ago. I was reading up on some of the trade packages that supposedly were there for him, and I mean, they looked real good. I know what they were gonna get from Boston looked awesome. What they were gonna get, there was a trade from Toronto that looked awesome, and also a trade from the Nuggets looked real good. But I don't know if the Rockets didn't want to pull the trigger or they thought they wanted more. But some of those looked like they were winning the trade. But that was, like I said, that was 2 weeks ago. I think Stevens has a point. I think James Harden is hurting himself by not playing. Whatever issues have been going on, he's hurt. He's whatever the case may be. I know he's playing recently, but it's been a rocky start to the year. I think if he still continues with this pattern, and then the Rockets not winning, even though he's a leading scorer, can you say that they're losing because of him? Are they losing because of the system, the new coach, the new GM? There's a lot of things that are there to be said, but I think that if the Rockets are smart, at first I thought they shouldn't trade him. He should be there. It doesn't matter if he's acting like a prima donna, but them thinking more on it, it's not fair for the rest of the guys on the team. The guys that are also there fighting for a championship, trying to the Christian Woods of the team that guys that were basically rejected and pushed out of the league coming back with an opportunity, and now he's showing up, and I think it's not fair for him and the rest of the guys, for Harden, not caring and the organization making him stay. So I think the next deal that's good enough that they get, they should trade him right away. Pull the trigger.
T-Bass, what do you think?
And kind of like what I was saying right now, how Tosco finished it. Now you're at that stage too where you're taking the good enough trades, and now you're not gonna advertise or market James Harden as this guy is gonna come save your franchise. You can't do that. That is a little too far gone. So now you gotta trade him for whatever you can get, and it hurt Houston. It hurt James Harden himself probably worse. But yeah, I think we're in accordance that he will be gone pretty soon from here. We'll see, obviously, but that's what we think.
Oh, and Danny, just a little update for you. The Spurs are gonna beat the Lakers tonight. So.
Yeah, I know. I was watching.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I was watching watching the game. I mean, finally, bro, we need a win.
Spurs are doing some teamwork. They're playing good.
Dude,
they did play good tonight.
Murray's playing good. He's putting up points. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Devonte Murray? He has. I mean, he's doing good. All right, guys. So as soon as we get Superfan Art back over here, we're just.
I'm literally just here, man.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the background.
Oh, I was like,
he's getting.
We're gonna do that. The ultimate rapid fire.
I'm there. I'm here, bro. Let's do this.
I'm like,
get some people going.
So we're gonna go ahead and actually do the super ultimate rapid fire, meaning that
Super ultimate rapid fire.
5 seconds. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
it means we have no prizes for y'all. Whoever wins.
Let's see.
But bragging rights though.
So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna just read all the questions just like that, going down the line. If you say no, you skip or whatever, fine. And then until I'm gonna continue reading until we end up like finishing.
Are you talking to both of us or
yeah, to both of you.
Oh, all right, cool.
All right. So,
how many seconds does each person get?
So in this case,
I don't think there's time on this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No time.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do.
Actually, no. Put the clock.
I'm gonna rapid fire. Get some rapid fire in here. Nice, Evan. Nice. Crack it. All right, cool. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and start with some rapid fire. Hold on, let me just set this up. All right, these are. I do have some. I think some of them are new questions. Some of them aren't. I don't know. It's just guys, just to kind of figure it out. We'll figure it out together. All right. So I'm gonna say. Let's see. How can I do it? How can we do it? I'll just put my thumbs up, and then Evan give me a good what's a good happy noise? Like I got it right.
Got a couple of them ready, but they're not really fast. How we're doing this. Do that one?
No, not that one. Definitely not that one.
I mean, you're not looking for a B.
Some good European techno you got going there.
All right. So right now we'll.
Why don't we need a sign? Do thumbs up, thumbs down. We're good.
Hey, have you guys been checking the stream?
The what?
Have you been checking the stream?
The stream. Yeah, Mario said go Spurs go.
Oh god.
Super happy fun time.
All right. So it's gonna be a minute and 30 seconds. So whenever I go whenever I go like this, I go up, you got it right. Down, you got it wrong. All right? Yes?
Okay.
All
Go
right,
for
and
it.
then Evan, you count them. Mr. Crack AV counts them. It's gonna be a minute and a half. So right now, looking at our leaderboard.
I got the clock here. Leaderboard. Who's on the leaderboard?
So our all-time
Let's do
records
this.
right now with rapid fire. So all-time record right now, rapid fire is Tosco 3-1-0, and Seabass is 0-3. Why is this happening? Come on, Sebastian.
The Rapid King. Coach Tosco.
All right. So let's go ahead and start. So since the current champion right now is Tosco, Coach Tosco, did you want to? So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the baton. You want to keep it? Start. Do you want to give it to Seabass?
Seabass goes first.
Nice.
Sebastian, we can't really hear you. Get closer.
Oh no!
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
I didn't change anything.
Oh, get closer.
What's that?
Oh, get closer.
Get
We're
closer.
burning now.
All right.
Sounded a little quiet on the microphone.
Sound a little quiet. Yeah, you just need to
Sound quiet.
All right,
Can't hear you.
cool. All right, so it's gonna be Seabass. Seabass, we are gonna pass the baton to you, so you are gonna start with some rapid fire. Again, if you don't know the question, just go ahead and just finish off, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go ahead. So for the audience, in case you guys don't know, rapid fire is just a multidisciplinary sports question trivia. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of sports, and if in this case we're gonna do an hour or a minute. I'm sorry, a minute and a half. We're gonna ask as many questions as we can. Get as many questions right or wrong. We'll count it and we'll go from there. All right, so we are gonna start with Seabass. Coach Tosco, which is our current champion, is the one that passed the baton to Seabass. So Seabass, you actually do start. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, cool. So the timer does start after I ask the first question. Ready and go. How many countries have won? How many different countries have won the World Cup?
That's ridiculous. 8.
Correct. In play action, who touches the ball?
The court.
Yes, correct. Where is the next World Cup held and what year?
Tokyo. I don't know. I haven't followed up.
Wrong. The 2026 World Cup will be 2026 World Cup will be hosted by 3 different countries, which are
Yes. America, U.S., and Canada. Mexico,
yes, correct. Which World Cup did Diego Maradona score his famous hand of God?
1986.
Which country has gone to 3 World Cup finals but has never won?
Oh. Pass. That's a good
You lost a
question.
little time. You got less than 10 seconds.
Netherlands.
Correct. Manchester United famously wears red, but wore what colors before?
Last question.
Yeah, Manchester United.
Before?
Yeah, Manchester United famously wears red, but what were the colors before?
Manchester United famously wears red? Is that what you said?
Yes, famously wears red, but used to wear the colors. What colors did it used to wear before?
Orange and white.
No, incorrect. All
Eh.
right. All
I
right. How many?
feel that some of these answers were given way after, maybe some typing was done. I don't know.
Staring at
I
me, you
feel.
douche.
Manchester United.
How much?
And since he got all soccer questions, I want all football questions.
Oh, and also, Danny wasted a lot of my clock, so you need to waste a lot of his fucking clock.
Language.
All right. How much did he get?
I don't know. Evan.
Sebastian got 5
Wasted.
correct and 2 incorrect.
All
They were all
Seabass.
soccer questions.
All right, cool. Next one. All right,
Them in cursive.
All right,
What-
coach.
All right, gonna start
You're
when
trying
the
to prove
timer
yourself.
starts. What is Bill Parcells' nickname?
Oh, come on.
Big Tuna?
Correct. In 2013, Chip Kelly debuted as head coach for what team?
2013, the Eagles?
Correct. What 80s sitcom did Jim Harbaugh appear in?
What?
What 80s sitcom did Jim Harbaugh appear in?
80s prom?
Sitcom. Like
I can't hear what he's saying.
sitcom, an 80s sitcom.
Oh,
Sitcom.
no, I don't know. Move on.
A tackle behind the line of scrimmage is
A tackle?
behind the line of
A
scrimmage.
fullback?
No, like
A
a
fullback?
tackle. So someone tackles you behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, a tackle for loss.
Okay, I'll take it. What is a draw play?
No, it should be
A quarterback holds the ball like he's going to pass it and then hands it off.
Correct. What is the only position allowed in the neutral zone prior to the snap?
The only position?
The only position allowed in the neutral zone prior to the snap.
The center?
Correct. Name of the mascot for UT Austin.
The mascot? Bebo.
Correct. Last 6
Nice.
teams to win a Super Bowl.
I don't know what he said.
Last 6th seed team to win a Super Bowl.
The Giants.
Correct. Who did
Oh, the Steelers.
Chris Collinsworth replace on NBC?
That's the question.
Who did Chris Collinsworth replace on NBC? No.
time up.
No, you could answer this last question.
Just answer it.
I know, but I'm thinking.
I love it.
Oh, it's not him. I have
Oh,
two
it
answers,
might have
but I
been
know
him.
they're
Say
both
his
wrong.
Say his name.
Hold on. I want to make sure that I get the right one.
2 minutes later.
Put some spec.
Wait,
He's
but
typing on his keyboard,
wait, hold
guys.
on.
He's typing. I see
No,
him.
no. But Sunday Night Football used to be on ESPN.
Mhm.
Yeah, it did. Monday Night Football used to be ESPN too.
Monday Night Football is on ESPN.
Oh, a Sunday night.
Always.
Just Sunday night?
Yeah.
You got 30 seconds.
I'm going to say Joe Theismann.
No, incorrect. All right.
What was it?
Oh, incorrect. But it was John Madden.
That was incorrect.
John who?
Madden.
John Madden didn't do Sunday night?
Yeah, he
He
did.
did?
John Madden did all the 12 o'clock games for Fox since I was little. Him
No.
and Pat Summerall.
But yeah, I mean, when you're little, was Colin Cowherd already in there?
Chris Collinsworth was already an announcer. Chris Collinsworth retired in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but Madden is the only broadcaster that actually has been in all the networks. Yeah, I know it sucks, but technically that's what it says. That's technically, look it up. Google it.
You fact checked. School. No recount.
So the actual show Sunday Night Football ran on NBC for its first 3 years. All 3 years, John Madden was the actual company.
Oh yeah, and it
You're
was the Steelers.
You're helping them out.
Yeah, and it was the Steelers.
It was the
Steelers.
Steelers. I was an idiot. I don't know why.
I counted that one right. So
I was like,
that
the,
would have.
but the Giants was good though, because that's technically the other team. How many did you get?
I know.
4.
That was 7 correct with 2 incorrect.
Yeah,
Damn.
I was like, no, not 4.
4.5.
All right, Seabass. Go for it, Arturo. Again, these are gonna be older questions.
Go
now.
ahead. You got a minute and a half.
All right.
Go ahead.
In football, what is a go route?
All the way deep, straight.
Correct. The area designed between the right and left tackle on the offensive line is called.
What?
The area designed between the right
Neutral
and left
zone?
tackle on the offensive line is called
Tackle
the tackle
box?
box. Correct. Yes.
He said neutral zone.
No, he said tackle
They
box.
are the same thing. You
And a
You said
victory
Steelers.
in a
Before the snap.
victory formation, what does the quarterback do at the snap?
Hike it and kneel.
Okay, I'll take it. What qualifies a person for bird rights?
For what rights?
For NBA bird rights.
Pass.
What is a bump
I was thinking
and what is a bump and run in football?
The quarterback bumping the receiver and then running.
Hey, after the third time you get it
Yay,
right.
You got it. Ding ding ding. What happens
Go West Motherfuckers, man.
what happens when you park the bus?
The whole defense stays low.
Correct. When the quarterback calls a new play at the line of scrimmage, it's called
Audible.
where is the high post?
Under the basket.
I'll
Paint.
take it. And in a basketball court, the key is also called
The paint.
only named MVP, Coach of the Year, and Exec of the Year.
Last question.
Bill Russell?
No, wrong.
Larry Bird.
Yes, it was Larry Bird. Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. He said Bill Russell.
I want Aaron. It's still 20-0.
No.
That counts.
All right.
He answered the question before anyone else could.
No.
So
Okay.
now we can't ask that
What
question
is it?
anymore.
What did he come in to get right?
If that was tallying up all the questions, he answered 8 correct and 2 of them incorrect.
8 correct this round? He only got like 5.
What are you talking about?
He got the first 3 and then the 1 wrong, and then the next 3 and then 1 wrong, and then the last 2.
He got the last one wrong.
Yeah, the last one was wrong.
Oh, it was wrong?
You
Yes.
didn't get it on the
Yes,
first.
it's wrong. He said the wrong answer.
Yeah.
You did say the wrong
He
answer
said
before
Bill
the
Russell
right
first.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He
buddy.
got 7 right.
I got it. All right. Tosco.
Ouch.
Ready?
I guess. I hope I get the easy ones like Seabass.
All right.
Easy one.
1, 2, 3.
Hippopotamus.
What country won the first World Cup?
Argentina.
Uruguay.
Correct. FIFA canceled World Cup 1942, 1946. Why?
World War II.
Correct. What college position received the Jim Thorpe Award?
Safety.
It's DB. I'll take it. Rumble in the Jungle is who?
Oh, here we go.
Ali against? Muhammad Ali
Against Foreman.
Correct. You got it.
Whoa.
Before the Spurs, they were called?
I don't know, Pats.
First Cowboy coach.
Tom Landry.
Correct. What is the penalty for clipping?
Clipping?
Clipping.
It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
No, wrong. For a touchdown, the ball must break or pass.
The goal line.
Correct. What is a rookie?
Somebody who's first year playing Professional sports.
Correct. What is redshirting?
That is somebody who that doesn't play in college and doesn't lose a year of eligibility.
Correct.
In college,
Between Robinson and Duncan, what's the highest draft pick that the Spurs have had?
Last question.
Sean Elliott.
Correct. I was like, we talked about it the other time. What did he get? Talk to me, Evan.
Tosco got 9 right and 2 incorrect.
All right. It's getting a little heated in here. All right, Seabass, you ready?
Do it.
What is a rookie?
Boom, 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 boom,
Really?
boom, boom. Go for it. Current.
Last one. I gotta go to sleep, boys.
Current active player with highest assists.
What sport? What? Oh, NBA highest assist?
Yeah. Current active player with highest assists.
Current active player. Chris Paul.
Correct. What college did Michael Jordan originally want to play for?
Duke.
Incorrect. In college ball, what does NIT stand for?
Not in tournament.
No. Top 2 teams. Top 2 teams with the most Mexican La Liga tournament wins.
Dios America.
Good.
Mexico.
In football, what is a blind side?
Left. The opposite side of the quarterback's throwing arm.
Correct. What is a 3-4 offensive? I'm sorry. In a 3-4 defensive formation, what is the center position on the line?
Nose tackle.
Correct. What is a seam route?
Straight.
Correct. Highest governing body on
It is correct. What? Highest what?
the highest governing body in basketball.
Highest.
What is the Madden curse?
You get on the Madden cover, then you get hurt or have a bad year the next year.
Correct. Who is on the cover of the first NBA 2K game?
Allen Iverson.
Correct. Which is the only country that has played in every World Cup?
Brazil.
Last question.
Correct.
Yeah, that's it.
Right,
That's it.
That's it.
No, keep it going.
Wait, seam route. It's a route in which receiver runs on the edges of the defender's coverage, technically.
Yes.
Right? But it's not just straight. Then it'd be called a go route. A seam route is the player goes inside along the defensive players and goes up. It's not just a go route. It's not just go straight.
Hey, Tosco, you can't use that logic when you cannot say a go route. Do you go inside or outside of the defensive back?
A go route is just run straight. You don't have to go inside or outside. Just run straight.
Doesn't matter, right? You can do either or.
A seam route, you go inside. No, seam route, you go inside. Go route is just run.
And all I said,
you said go straight
up. So if they go
that's
inside,
a go route.
Straight up. If they go out, go straight up.
No, that's a go route. No,
he's a coach. He knows what he's talking about.
Do either of them go out to the pylons?
The what?
Do either of those routes go out to the pylons or to the sideline?
No, the seam route goes inside in the middle.
Because the seam route tries to grab like coverage.
Well, it's just like a fly route.
The seam route tries to grab the
seam
coverage.
Route does this, Seabass. Seam route does this. It goes in and then it goes up.
Yeah.
A go route just goes straight. There's no going inside or outside.
My answer wasn't go route. My answer was it goes straight up.
Yes, but then
it goes straight up. It does.
No, it goes in and then it goes up.
So it goes up.
But it goes in first. Did you say go in? 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 Did you say go in?
So is he asking for multiple steps?
No.
He's asking what a seam route is. That's what a seam route is.
Exactly.
Go in and then up.
Give him a more verbatim answer if you want.
It's the correct answer.
All right. How many did he get right?
That's fine.
That was 7 correct with 4 incorrect.
That is complete bullshit, Greg.
All right.
What, 19?
19. All right, guys. It's going to be for Tosco. Ready?
Coach.
I'm at 16. Okay.
Yeah, 16, yeah. All right.
Ask him wrestling question.
If it's from the early 2000s, I got this.
1,
In
2,
tennis.
3.
2010 and up.
What NFL quarterback was drafted as a pitcher in the 2000 MLB draft?
You told us this last time.
He did. I remember this. I can't believe you don't.
Remember.
I don't pass.
Team responsible for Bounty Gate in 2012.
Saints. New Orleans Saints.
Correct. What sport did the Dallas Chaparrals play for?
The what?
Dallas Chaparrals.
What sport?
Yeah,
Football?
incorrect. Only NFL team with a helmet logo on one side of the helmet.
The Steelers.
Correct. How many NBA teams have bird mascots?
4.
Incorrect. And no bowling, 3 strikes, it's called?
A turkey.
Correct. Only 2 states that haven't participated in NCAA tournaments.
Hawaii and Maine.
Incorrect.
No, Alaska and Maine. Alaska and Maine.
What country was Kyrie Irving born in?
I don't care. Pass.
Who lost the first Super Bowl? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Who gave Muhammad Ali's first loss?
I don't know. Pass. Go.
City with the most sports franchises.
Pass.
What happened to the first World Cup by Brazil?
It broke.
What 2 brothers played each other in the Super Bowl?
Last
The
question.
Harbaughs.
Correct. All right, Evan. Talk to me.
The last one. Give me all the hard ones.
It broke.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It got stolen, bro.
Stolen. Useless.
Oh, is I'm gonna get
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There were 8 questions incorrect and 4 correct.
Just enough to win the game.
Barely.
Just enough to win, homie.
Barely. Oh man. So in this case, it looks like we do have a winner for today. Looks like it is Tosco.
Tell them what the seam route is.
Nice. So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and change the all-time records to 4-1, and over here, unfortunately, we're gonna add another 4, but not on the wrong side. Let's see. I'm gonna take this and then put this. All right, guys. So in this case, we are gonna go ahead and give Tosco to like another minute and a half to talk about whatever it is that he wants. Go for it.
So real quick, guys, I just wanted to talk about college basketball and how the season's not going very well. Up until today, there's been 88 postponed games due to COVID. There's already teams that have said they're not going to play out of conference games, so they've already canceled all their games that are not within their conference. There's the Ivy League conference itself canceled their season, so none of their teams are competing. It's one of the questions that's been asked is, should they even be having a season? Two coaches have come up publicly and talked about, why are we having these kids play and they're putting everything on the line when they're not getting anything back? These kids don't get paid. They're not getting anything. Every day it's getting worse. Should we cancel it? One of the coaches is Jeff Capel from the University of Pittsburgh, and the other coach is Duke's coach, Mike Krzyzewski. He came out and said, everybody's concerned about the player safety and what we can do, but they still want them to play. They still want them on the court, and a lot of these kids live throughout the country. different parts of the country. When things are postponed and things are they go on break or something, they can't go home. They need to stay there on school because then they're gonna have to come back and be in quarantine and stuff like that. It's one of the things that we have to look and think about coming up with the March Madness. Where are they gonna have it? 64 teams, so many players. What's gonna happen? So it's one of the questions that's one of the big questions that right now that's plaguing the college basketball scene. And hopefully we do have March Madness. Selfishly, it's a great time of the year, but is it worth it for these kids? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up real quick. And one quick thing, today, major trade in baseball. Francisco Lindor got traded to the New York Mets from the Cleveland Indians. This is a big move, blockbuster move. It's a move that I do not like, being a Braves fan, because the Mets are in our division. But hopefully, as the offseason continues, we'll bring you more and more baseball news, or at least I will. Yeah, we'll go from there.
Definitely. Well, again, guys, just want to thank you guys for joining us today. Whoever was able to join, I know we did start a little late, but we are gonna go ahead and have our YouTube highlight clips probably set up for tomorrow. I'll set something up. Probably the one I'm gonna put for sure it will be the Ohio State and Bama, because I want to make sure that that gets placed up before the actual game, because it won't really make sense or whatever. Yeah, I can't hear you, Seabass. Oh, anyways. Well, either way. In this case, again, just want to thank everyone for joining us again today. We are gonna go ahead and just wrap it up here for today, for today's episode. Let's see. And that's it for this week's episode. Hope y'all can chill with us next time. Again, follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for our sponsors and music provided by Studio 13th Day and graphics provided by Desmagoria. Again, this is Danny BMD signing off, saying later to y'all. Bring it home, Arturo. Boom.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is it's wild card weekend. Win or go home. Can Captain Brady bring his Bucks to uncharted waters, or will Derrick Henry stiff arm a grown ass man 20 yards? Who knows? Remember, sports are great, but mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 7. Until next time, folks, be cool, stay safe, and keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz.